What if everything around us isn't real? It's just one big simulation by a more advanced civilization.
Matrix,
and that these aren't people you're speaking to, they're pre-programmed NPCs. A simulation so real that it makes you wonder, does steak actually taste like steak? Does it even matter?
What the hell is even that?
What I'm trying to say is, would you play a MMORPG if it was offline?
Absolutely. As long as the AI that's in the game is believable.
I probably should have opened with that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Erenshor is the brainchild of Bybsie Media, a one-man indie studio who took MMORPG and said, hey, what if we just take the MMO part away?
So dumb, it's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb.
As stupid as the concept sounds, think about it. How many MMOs are played by solo players? How many of those actually interact with other players? Would they even notice if you swapped out all the real players with NPCs?
When they think about MMOs, they think probably about dungeons, raids, and guilds. The real interaction between players happens indirectly. He showed the scene where the guy was crafting and said like we play alone, and then the guy was crafting. Yes, but those materials that we got are from other players, probably from some kind of marketplace or some kind of event or some kind of exchange, like whatever, right? The outcome is that you can craft a weapon yourself. The outcome is that you can go and explore a higher level zone. It's literally like society in real life. Sure, yes, you can exist like Robinson Crusoe on a remote island. You can, of course. But other than that, if you're like not going for those vibes, everything you have was made by human. The screen, the internet, the fucking keyboard, the coffee I'm drinking, everything's made by people. And just because I enjoy it alone, it doesn't mean I could have done it without them. So it really depends what that AI is going to do for us.
My guess is no. There's also no pay to win. The game can never die because it's constantly offline. And if you have a Steam Deck, you can actually play this pretty much anywhere and everywhere. The more I think about it, the more I question, why do we even play MMOs? So I figured, as someone with a washed up YouTube channel about MMOs, this makes me more than qualified to play Erenshor and decide if it actually simulates an MMO correctly, or whether it's just another long string of early access titles that are a disappointment, which would actually be very MMO-like.
And
Please
very
like
long.
and subscribe. I'm desperate. Anyway, that's enough yapping for me. Let's take a first look at Erenshor and figure out if it's actually worth playing.
Chad, would you play it? Like, straight up. I don't know to what extent NPCs in the game represent real players, but it's nothing new that we have NPCs in a game that think for themselves. I mean, we had them in Sims. You had a friend in Sims that you could take on a date or kill in the swimming pool, right? So there's nothing new. Remember the attempt at the Sims Online? They tried to make MMORPG out of it, and it actually lived for like 7 years, I think. And it eventually died. It's just people didn't really play it that much.
Well, it's definitely trying to cover its arse like it's an MMO. Credit where credit is due, the actual login screen has a MMO feel about it. It even tells you what the status is of the PvE and the PvP server. Obviously, it's a joke, but I found it amusing. Once you log in, you'll be prompted to create a character, which you can see in its infinite Unity engine glory. Yeah, it does look a bit blocky and basic. And your character has all the resemblance of a Roblox blow-up sex doll. But time and time again, it's been proven to be a popular art style. In terms of customizing your character, yes, you are limited. But on the plus side, there are a variety of skin colors to choose from. So, that's good. There's also 4 different classes to choose from. You have the Arcanist, the Duelist, the Paladin, and of course the Druid. Each one with its own unique set of skills and stats. So I opted for the Arcanist, who's a ranged magical DPS. So basically a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
A wizard.
Anyway, I locked in my player name and I was ready to go. So there are no cutscenes, there's no pre-dialogue about what's going on. Yeah, because that costs money to make. On the island and off you go. You'll notice that there's also a welcome message and what appears to be a live global chat. Now the first...
Wait a second, what? Want to buy spell scroll? Expose weakness offering 200 gold? Open a trade with... No player talks like this. What? Want to buy ancient fang offer... There's... Oh, so it's clearly a template. Look, because they keep saying the same shit. Open a trade with me. Yeah. So this is the reason why it won't work. It's because it breaks the immersion. You know why Avatar was such a good movie? It's because CGI was believable. You knew it wasn't real, but it was so well done. You could easily like imagine yourself being part of this world. And things like this just kind of throw you out of that imagination. Want to buy spell scroll, theft of life, offering 100 gold, open a trade with me. Dude, if it was real player, it'd be want to buy spell scroll, theft of life, 100G /WME. Yeah, you should have checked Apogea chat, for example. It was really representative.
First question you're going to ask is this AI generated? And the simple answer is no. It's all pre-scripted and responds to commands, but we'll get back to that a bit later. As for the controls, they're your basic WASD with right mouse click to move the camera.
So wait, so one of the most important features in the MMO chat, chat, can we? So my chat, I'm not talking about the in-game chat. You chat. We can probably agree that chat in MMO is what like makes MMO in a way, because it's the window into the social experience. It's how you know you're playing with other people. And this, he literally just said that this is like scripted. It's not even AI. It's just like template message reacting to your actions. Chat is great as long as I understand what they write in the chat, of course.
It's your typical MMO movement. Also, side note, this game does have gamepad support, so you can use a controller if you want to. In order to interact with NPCs, unless they're a merchant, you have to target them and then push H to hail them.
Okay.
That's hail them as in the Roman hail, as in hello,
Yeah.
and not whatever this was. When talking to NPCs, if they have a quest or further information, it will highlight in green, and when you click on this, it will then do the next part of the conversation. It's very similar to Morrowind. Depending on the class that you choose, you'll have a preset loadout. This will just be some basic weapons and skills and spells that you can equip. It's worth noting that some skills are locked to certain classes, and you gain new skills by buying them from merchants or by finding them in the open world. And these skills and spells are level locked.
I like how skills in MMORPGs can be obtained, not purchased. I can't buy myself into being a guitar hero. I have to train for it. I have to do shit. I have to grab that guitar and butcher the music, learn how to read notes and all of that, you know? And I like when in the game you kind of do the same. You obtain a skill through effort, whether that's killing some kind of boss or just, I don't know, maybe building on top of Havenhold. Imagine you unlock a skill when your strength attribute hits level 20. Because now you have strength, power, the wisdom to carry that fucking skill, big dick PP damage. I think that just feels more natural. This game looks more like a joke than anything serious. I was thinking that to myself. If I had an opportunity to speak the developer, my question would be, are you serious? Because that changes the entire conversation. If he's just memeing, which if you think about it, this is an expensive meme in terms of time and money. I would be inclined to think the guy is actually serious.
So you have to level up in order to use certain spells. The starting area then goes on to teach you about combat, and it's exactly as you would expect. Tab targeting with global cooldowns.
Oh! Wait, what did it say? The meme?
Tab targeting with global cooldowns.
MMO boomers when the game has tab targeting. Perfection.
To put this game truly to the test, there's one thing I had to test to see if it was a better MMO than
Swimming! Swimming!
That's of course, can you swim?
Yes! Yes! That's the ultimate test of any MMO, of course. Let's go! Come on, Soulman!
I have to say, we were already off to an impressive start.
Dude, that's already better than New World.
And we hadn't even completed the tutorial yet. Don't get me wrong though, there was also some quirkiness, like why do the NPCs always spit on you? I'll just go some more. Keep saying eyes. Spit on me, Ben. Come on, spit on me, spit on me. Completing quests weren't always straightforward. For instance, I had to give this person the necklace, but I just kept clicking necklace, hoping something would happen. Oh no, you dropped your necklace. Oh, I have that.
What is happening here? Negative. Nah. Nope. No one talks like this.
Maybe we need to unequip it.
It has to be like human retarded, not AI retarded. There's a difference.
Take the anal beads off. I have your fucking necklace. I have your necklace.
Just take the goddamn necklace, dude.
I have your necklace. I think I've just become very accustomed to MMOs holding your hand and just doing fetch quests.
Yep.
I just want to drag and
Yep.
drop it.
Oh,
Items. We got there.
there we go, dude.
Aha.
Hey, the satisfaction he's feeling right now, okay? It's exactly the same satisfaction I felt when I discovered you have to put gold into the trade window in Apogea. It was ecstasy. It's just like when you discover little things like this, it makes you happy that it's over, that you finally figured it out because you were getting tired, but also happy about yourself that you aren't as bad as you thought you was.
Huzzah. Thanks again.
Yeah, spit on him.
What? Like, why'd I
You're
give
not
the
my
necklace?
queen.
And this is going to sound stupid, but when I did complete the quest, it just didn't really feel like it was completed. There wasn't enough fanfare. I then
Aw.
decided to try my luck.
No one applauded him that you Someone, you know what? Well fucking done, mate. Really. Well done. Like, you deserved it. Yes. Well played. How about that? You feel better? Alright.
With a global chat to see what exactly it could do. Does jet fuel?
Wait. He's writing in the chat. Let me hide it for you again. Let's see.
Still good.
Does jet fuel melt still? I really like the sky colors.
Surprisingly, there's no response. But what you can do is put LFG in zone chat.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I got the item.
Oh, AI! There we go. There...
What the fuck?
What is this?
LFG works. LFG. What the fuck is this? These are like, hello. What's going on? That's
Hattie
crazy.
cats.
Wait, I'll invite you to group. Wait,
Make
wait.
my D.
How do I invite him?
Dude, wait. There is a guild called Hattie Cats, and they all wear hats. And then there is a guy, Make My DEI. Is that AI generated? Because by now I no longer know. Holy shit.
That's crazy. Wait, I'll invite you to group. Wait. How do I invite him? Invite player?
Okay.
Okay, we'll invite you.
Wow.
Invite player. There we go. Yeah, look at this.
Let's go.
Look at this.
What a dream
Actually
team,
works.
dude.
I'm just that popular, guys. That's what it is. Now that I
Yeah.
had a
You
group
get.
carry me, it was now time to go on an adventure.
Ooh.
Now that we've completed the basics,
Alright, there will
it
be
was
no
now
chat
time to
that thing.
see what more the game had to offer. And I have to say, it didn't disappoint. The world is literally littered with NPCs who are supposed to be other players. They have their
Really?
guild tags on, they have their different roles and abilities, and you can see them going around and fighting all the mobs and bosses and just generally exploring. You can even go up to them and recruit them to your cause if you have enough spot in your group. But not only that,
Can you... Okay, so here's the question. Can you scam them? Will they ever grief you? Will they ever insult my mom? Will they ever kick me out of the guild for saying something wrong about the guild master? You know what I mean? You just can't replicate this. That's the social experience I want. Just randomly walking by and being called noob. If you think about it, AI is a statistical model, right? It works off probability, which means it wants to be as predictable as possible. And people are nothing like that. People are fucking chaos when put together in a social situation. And that chaos makes the game. Those role plays, those fucking mini games, those death rolls in World of Warcraft. You can't have that with AI.
you have a built-in friend finder, so you can fine-tune your raid group so you can have the DPS, the tank, the healer. And
Hey, but if you could, I wouldn't object. Okay. Of course. But it just, like, based what I'm looking at right now is just not there at all.
if you really like someone, you can even add them as a friend. The idea being that we'll level
Wow.
up pretty much at the same rate.
But the question is, will they add me back? Because this needs to be two-way street. I'm not being, someone's bitch.
as you do, and you can even give them gear which might help them to be a better player. And for the true
What do you mean give them gear? You never do that. I'd rather sell it to a vendor than give it to someone, of course. The true MMORPG experience.
nerds out there, you can even fine-tune your group composition and have like certain players be more aggressive than others.
Ah, right.
Don't get me wrong, this isn't a new system. We've seen this in other games such as Dragon's Dogma, where you can recruit pawns to your cause, and they'll run around with you and level up with you. It's just that they put a MMO spin on this version, and it suits the game really well. When recruiting players, you are limited to who you can get. You can't just go for the most OP player in the game, but you can get close to it. I recruited a DPS who was 2 whole levels higher than me, and you can see it made all the difference in this fight. So it was like a normal MMO in the sense that you had one guy carrying the whole group.
You know what? One thing. Will Astrid, the tank, need on the healing stuff? Because she doesn't know any better. I don't think so. My actual question was different, but it just came to my mind. Anyway, the persistence of it. If I see Astrid 1 month later, will she look different and more powerful? Because that's how it works in MMORPGs, right? You get better gear, you change guilds, you, I don't know, upgrade or swap mounts, you have new achievements, you have titles. You have those, in other words, you have those social cues that point at your knowledge about the game. Unless you pay for them with real cash, then, but just putting that aside, okay? Like, assuming it's a normal, healthy game. Yeah, will Astrid ever change herself? Or is she like a predefined model that just runs around the world and helps you whenever needed?
Did this run the game? Not really. I just see it's more of a difficulty scale. If you're going to recruit high-level players to your squad and have them do the work, that's on you. There are, of course, dungeons, caves, and world bosses that you have to go and explore. And there's also a whole bunch of NPCs who are sat there waiting for you to speak to them so they can give you a quest. And what I like about the questing is that there's no pathfinder to the quest. You have to read what's going on and go and figure it out for yourself.
So man, if you're listening to this, play Apogea. Based on what I'm seeing in this video, what you're saying you like about this, try Apogea. You might find love for MMOs. Just a little kindling, but always a good start.
Difficult as Morrowind, but it's on a very similar level and style, which I really like, because at the end of the day, it's an RPG simulating a MMO. It doesn't have to heavily lean into every aspect of a MMO. So it's nice that it's not got complete brain-dead AAA questing. There is crafting in this game as well, and you have to go around and pick up materials, and then you'll need a template as to how to build that item. It's not the most innovative crafting system, but it's simple enough to follow. In terms of getting gear, it's a good mix of buying from vendors, RNG from mobs and bosses, and there's also a simulated marketplace where you can buy and sell to other players. As for the combat, it is your typical MMO combat. It's tab targeting with spell rotations. There's also a toggled auto attack, which kind of gets annoying after a while because it does stop you from looting sometimes. I don't quite understand what's going on with it.
So do you split gold with those NPCs too? Like when you drop them? I think what I'm struggling to understand throughout this entire video, and this is not because of the video, it's because of the concept of the game, is where do you draw the line? Like, what is AI? What is me? And at the end of the day, that confusion leads me to a question: why would you play this? I'm trying to understand the market for this game. Why is this game being made? Is this some kind of experiment? Is this some kind of test, research? Why would you play this over RuneScape? Or Albion Online? I know this is offline and RuneScape and Albion are online, but you can still enjoy both alone and do all those shit. Hell, if you would like to play with AI, you have Delves in World of Warcraft and in Elder Scrolls Online. Go play that. I don't know, just weird.
Seems like it's a bit buggy. Honestly, the combat isn't perfect. It's a good attempt, but the combat just doesn't quite...
Isn't perfect? Dude, people complain at Throne and Liberty combat, okay? So... yeah, there's no such thing as a perfect combat, really. It just doesn't exist. Unless you go outside of MMORPG genre, of course. But I'm sticking to, MMORPG. And this is tap target.
Default, there's a lot of clutter on the screen. You have all the names up. You have all the spells going off. And yes, you can toggle names, but it's still not perfect. It's also hard to see what damage you're doing. Yes, there is a DPS bar, but sometimes It just feels like sometimes your spells haven't landed or registered. I just find the combat text too hard to focus on and read. I think it's safe to say that the UI can do with some improvements, and even the damage numbers, it'd be good if they could be made bigger. There needs to be an option to fine-tune the combat UI just that little bit more. The tab targeting as well could do with some improvement. It wasn't easy to pick out targets. Yes, you can try and use your mouse, but there's a lot of clutter on the screen, and I know you can turn names off, but you still need a better way to tab target. Maybe an option to auto-lock to the highest threat.
To be honest, I really like the style of this game. And this might be weird. It reminds me of... Did you guys play Walking Dead? Or did you guys play Fables? Single-player games, I know. Yes, I know, and I played. They have this very distinct outline around every object and character. And I kind of like that. This is nice. Like, even if the character here is clearly quite, choppy, right? It's quite... square-ish. It looks good. It's like it's a unique art style again, and if you like it or not. But what I'm saying is it looks good. It's just like anything around that is a bit weird. Like the I guess the concept of the game is weird, and that's what makes me question my life. But yeah, just wanted to point it out. Like it's something I really like.
Overall, the combat wasn't bad, but I just feel like it needed a little bit more elevation. It just felt very static in what you was doing. There's no need to move out of AoEs, or there was no need to really kite anything. All my spells seem to be single target also, but it is still early days. I'm only like 6 hours in, so maybe the bosses get harder as you go on. But as I said, it is early access and there's room for improvement. But I do feel a lot of people will enjoy the combat as is.
Okay.
I see a lot of comments around why have an offline MMO.
Yeah.
Thank you, based chat man.
Yes.
I think, why not? So many people play MMO solo, and this way you get to play a MMO at your own pace. You don't have to worry about keeping up with the latest DLCs, the latest gear changes, the latest updates. You just play it as you go along. There is no pay to win. There is no toxic community. And you always have friends because they're all NPCs.
Well, the thing is, they're not your friends. So, yeah, no, this goes back literally to my argument that other people make MMO a thing, right? These bitches right here, they want ninja loot. They won't scam you in the trade window. They won't kick you out of the guild. They won't whisper you after an arena match that they will fuck your mom. It's not the same, dude. So even if there's argument that why offline, because we played this solo. Yes, we played this solo in the context of online gaming, which means you still see global chat full of real people. You see that little Timmy struggling to kill Princess in Elwyn Forest so you can help them. Like, you know what I mean? You still get ganked in Westfalls because some kind of horde rogue played by fucking 50-year-old Baldy is bored with his life, so he decided to gank on you, okay? Like, you can't fucking have that in a single-player game, no matter what label you put on it. So the question, like the guy asking the question in the chat here, in the comments, like, what's the point? I kind of don't see it. I mean, if you're selling it to me as MMORPG, I don't see the point. If you sell it to me as a Dragon Wilds from Temu, then maybe. But it's still a single-player game, and it has nothing to do with MMO. I don't know, Chad, do you agree, or am I talking rubbish right now? Because maybe I'm looking at it, in a boomer way. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. So what in this video would convince you to play this game? Actually, one argument that is really fair is that this thing won't ever be paid to win, and this thing won't ever go out of service. And once you buy it, you just have it forever. And it's like, yeah, this is the single-player nature leaking into this concept that makes sense. It's still a single-player game.
There is no pay to win. There is no toxic community.
There is no toxic community, sure. But there's also no helpful community. Like, it works both ways. You have no communities in this game. At all. There's no good, there's no bad, it just is. Like, look at all those fucking AIs here.
And you always have friends because they're all NPCs. There is a roadmap as well for this game with lots of new stuff coming in. And one of the features that I'd like to see is the guild feature, which they are going to do. But there's one more suggestion I'd like to make. It's the ability to maybe rename some of the NPCs. I think it'd be fun to have some of your IRL friends' names in the game, or your imaginary friends' names in the game.
Oh, that could actually be cool. Imagine having an ability to import your friend list from Steam and have AI generate their avatars in the game with their nicknames from Steam. And you see, oh, Niru is running. Oh, Niru is chopping trees. Hey, Niru, what's up? I don't know. It could be silly, but funny at the same time.
Maybe you can even include housing, and then I can invite my imaginary friends to come live with me. Jesus Christ, I sound so depressed. Funny enough, though, I did check the Steam chart for Erenshor. I wanted to see how it was weighing up against other MMOs.
Yeah.
And funny enough, it is actually more popular than some MMOs with actual players in, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe we should be worried for the MMO genre.
Okay, final thoughts.
So let's just cut to the chase. Is this worth playing? 100% yes. I can see a market for it.
Really?
It is enjoyable, but I do feel like there are some improvements that can be added to the game. I'm not blind to the fact, though, that it is one developer, so I appreciate any updates they manage to actually do, because it's a big job just for one person. And they seem to be
okay, if this is built by one guy, I'm fucking impressed. Chad, we're having a big dick situation right here.
handling it really well. So some improvements I'd like to see. I do like the global chat, but I don't know if it has much use other than comedy value. After a while, you kind of become numb to it, so it doesn't really add anything extra.
Yeah.
There might be actual gossip going on or actual advice in that chat, but honestly, I'm just blind to it because I'm too busy focusing on what's in front of me. Maybe if there's a way to have like some sort of intuitive AI that can speak to you for it. I don't know, it's probably a lot to ask, but I just felt like it was missing something. It does get a bit old after a while, but I know you can turn it off, so it's not the end of the world. I think it would be funny as well if it broke the fourth wall and leaned more into the MMO aspect. I'd like to
I'm telling you, what's the point of this game? So final thought is that it should be more MMO. You know what I mean? Yeah, he summed it all up. It should be... Wait, okay, come on, come at me again, Soman.
I think it would be funny as well if it broke the fourth wall and leaned more into the MMO aspect.
Okay, so lean more into MMO aspect. Okay, what do you mean?
I'd like to see a cash shop where it would sell cosmetics rather than actually use like
You
real life
fucker.
money. Maybe
Oh,
if you've got certain
dude.
achievements, it'll give you currency that you can then spend in that store. Or maybe just have something like Twitch drops for the game.
Okay.
I think the ultimate improvement
Fake cash shop. Fuck me. Dude, you are genius, man. Great, great. Yeah, we need that. We need pay to win in fake MMO.
to the game, which maybe not everyone will agree with me on, is that the inclusion of housing could be good. Housing is seen as endgame in a lot of MMOs, and if you were to replicate that, I think you'd have a good fan base for it. But overall, it's an enjoyable title, it's not overpriced, and I think you could get a lot of hours of fun out of this. It's also been said that there's about 100 hours of content already in this game, which sounds batshit crazy, but if it is like an MMO, I can believe it. As far as games that replicate MMOs go, this one, 10 out of 10, good effort. And on that bombshell, I'm going to end the video there. As always, I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you think it's a good title? Do you think there's a market for it? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you have enjoyed this video, leave a like. Let the algorithm gods know that this is good content and it deserves to be watched. Feel free to sub. I'll leave a couple of videos on the screen for you now. And a big thank you to my Patreon and YouTube members.
Thanks, dude.
Catch you in the next one.
Nah, good video, good video. So let me see what people say. I respect them for making a single-player MMO and adding in even seemingly small aspects to make you feel like you're in a living world. Honestly, I love this idea. It has lots of scope for parody, but also genuine fun. Okay, so Chad, we're having good vibes. I think it is a great game, and the dev is also really committed to it. I'm addicted to this game. Now, this is a good question. If AI ever becomes good enough to the point that are better to play with than actual people, will real MMOs just die? It depends how you defined better to play. Because you'll probably need AI to have consciousness, just like people. Otherwise, like there's just no shot. So that's far away. I don't know. Chat. This is not an MMO. More like MMO bait for the single enjoyers. There's no community to begin with. And then Ryu says I won't be going anywhere near that. Will feel like I'm just killing time. First of all, I'm trying to put together my thoughts and then articulate them on the spot. Initially, what makes MMO? Persistent world? Check. We got it, right? Cash shop. Well, it's coming. But we have communities, without joking, like communities. The unexpectedness of it. Human nature. Global chat that goes crazy. Do you guys remember this trend in the chat? Where people, in World of Warcraft, where people would fill in the blanks with item names. So they would say, like, for example, you would have a sword called, I don't know, Destroyer, right? And someone would prefix that message with pussy. And they would say pussy and then link that in. And they would just send it to global chat. You can't have that in a game like this. Because this game can't, like, the AI part of it can't be creative. It can't come up with random shit like this. And I feel like it's trying to fence it, the game itself. It's trying to be something that no one can really put a finger on. MMOs are fun for the off chance of meeting someone and hanging out with them. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I had many encounters like this in my MMORPG career, I guess. No, I can see how this game could be improved. And what someone said is absolutely fine. Making chat more interesting. Chat is like window into the social experience. Just make those little fuckers a bit more autonomous. If I find, where is this? If I see Valkyrie tomorrow, will she have different gear? Is the world changing in any way? Will she ride to me on a mount that I've never seen before? Will she trade me 1 gold because I wrote on the /say local chat, help me, I need 1 gold to repair my gear? Do you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't exist there. The question is, like, why offline? Like, I don't get it. And then on Steam, the game has very positive reviews. The NPCs hate me. Reminds me of home. I left a party after dying to a boss and was promptly whispered... Really? Get good before AI blocked me. Now we're talking. Groupmate kept asking me for loot drops that were clearly worse than what they were wearing, so I finally gave in and gave him a ring that dropped. He actually unequipped a better ring to equip the one that he looted. So it really is simulating. It's perfect game for those who love MMO but hate dealing with humans. But isn't that like contradiction of itself? So if you hate dealing with humans, you don't like MMO games. It's not something you can just cherry pick. MMO is humans. That's what makes MMO. This is my take, and I'm really glad to see someone's building a game that they want. I'm really glad seeing people being very positive about it. Clearly there is a market for it. Maybe literally this is the market. Look, maybe this is the market for the game, which means it's not me. I'm not a part of that market. I don't know. That's all I have to say about this.
Subscribe.